Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for November 6, 2023. And in the news this evening, jealous Jamaican man allegedly kills ex-girlfriend in Canada. A Jamaican man living in Canada has been charged with the murder of his ex-girlfriend just days before her birthday. Troy Moulton, 33, of Whitby, Ontario, is believed to have killed Latonya Anderson on Saturday in a jealous rage. Anderson, who was also a native of Jamaica, would have celebrated her 35th birthday on Wednesday. According to the Durham Regional Police, approximately 9 p.m. on Saturday, Moulton arrived at its Central West Division headquarters in Whitby to report an incident. The conversation prompted cops to visit a home in Crestman Court, where Anderson was found not breathing. According to the police, life-saving measures were performed, but Anderson was pronounced dead at the scene. The cops did not reveal how Anderson had been harmed. However, Moulton was subsequently charged with a second-degree murder. In post to his social media accounts, Moulton purportedly accuses Anderson of cheating on him and kicking him out of the home where he had resided with the now-deceased and her mother. To see how Latonya running me out and telling me to move out, I couldn't believe I would live to see her treat me like that, the post stated. I am the husband of her, and I'm in the house with her, and to see Latonya making plans with next man for her birthday, it's killing me inside, and I was acting mad because of she going out with an ex-man and provoking me about it, the poster continued, adding, I'm sorry for killing her. I love her and I can't imagine her with an ex-man. The poster went on to state, it wasn't easy to walk away. Plus, I have nowhere to go and I tried to find a room to live, but it didn't work out. And I have to stay in that devil house and take all the stress and headache. For the past 3 weeks, I don't eat and I don't sleep. I was going crazy. I'm sorry, not even Jesus could help me to walk away, the poster continued. A news source said that both Moulton and Anderson grew up in the same community in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, and then they later migrated to Canada. Anderson leaves behind a 12-year-old son, according to GoFundMe account launched to assist her family with their funeral expenses. American couple charged after gun and ammo allegedly found under bed. An American couple was charged after police reportedly found a firearm and ammunition in their home in Key Valley District in Green Island, Hanover, on Friday, November 3. Charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition are 47-year-old Jeffrey Forbes, a farmer, and a 50-year-old Patrice Reed Forbes, a nursing assistant, both American citizens of Handsome Oak Drive in South Carolina and the Green Island, Hanover. Reports from the police are that about 12:30 p.m., police who were acting on information searched their home and found the weapon and ammunition underneath a bed in a room. They were later taken into custody and charged on Sunday, November 5, after a question and answer session. Their court date is being finalized. Judge denies a proposal to determine integrity of phone recordings in Stout trial. Supreme Court Judge Justice Chester Stamp Monday morning shot down a proposal from defense lawyers to have a voir dire conducted to determine whether or not phone recordings from one witness should become admissible in the Everton Stout McDonald and Oscar Barnes murder trial in the Home Circuit Court in Kingston. A voir dire is essentially a trial that is held within a trial. The trial will continue. There shall be no voir dire, Stamp declared, clearing the way for a new witness to take the stand at 2 p.m. Courtney Rowe, one of 4 attorneys representing Stout, pushed the voir dire to help determine the integrity of the voice recordings that allegedly contain conversations between Stout and the Denver Bobla Minot, a witness in the case. Rowe raised the questions about the chain of custody of the device, which was used to capture and store over 100 phone recordings. Prosecutor Sophia Rowe argued that there was no clear-cut reason why the recordings should not become admissible, and Justice Stamp seemed to agree, based on his ruling, that the trial must go on. The 2 accused in the matter are on trial for the July 20, 2020 murder of Tonya McDonald, who was Stout's second wife. Tonya was brutally stabbed to death, and her body, which was eventually found on the Sherwood Forest Main Road in Portland, beside her raised motor vehicle, was partially burnt. Minot, who is said to have provided the police with the recordings, is currently facing a 19.5-year prison sentence for his role in Tonia's killing after he pleaded guilty to the crime. He made a deal with the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions and agreed to give evidence against Beachy Stout. According to Minot in his evidence in court, Beachy Stout promised him $3 million if he could murder Tonia. Minot claimed that he was not capable of stabbing anyone to death, so he contracted Oscar Barnes, a random man who he claimed to have met in a fishing beach in Manchester, Portland. Minot claimed that he and Barnes made numerous attempts to kill Tonia and eventually succeeded on July 20, 2020. According to Minot in court, he nor Barnes received the bounty that was placed on Tonia's head. It was after Beachy Stout failed to pay him the $3 million that he decided to start recording him during phone calls. Westmoreland, a man on multiple charges following robbery and murder. Several charges have been laid against the 27-year-old Navado Scarlett, otherwise called Nick, of York District in Betheltown, Westmoreland, for allegedly fatally shooting a businessman and injuring 2 other persons during a robbery in the parish on October 8. He was charged on Sunday with the murder of 52-year-old Tian Yongming, otherwise called Ken, of Deans Valley, Westmoreland. Scarlett was also charged with robbery with aggravation, wounding with intent, and using a firearm to commit a felony. The Withorn police say about 12 p.m., Young Ming was at a store in Deans Valley when armed men entered demanding money. The men opened fire at Young Ming and 2 other men before making their escape with cash and other items. The police were alerted, and on their arrival, all 3 men were seen with gunshot wounds. They were taken to hospital, where Young Ming was pronounced dead and the others hospitalized. On November 1, a team of police officers on special operations apprehended Scarlett. He is to appear at the Westmoreland Parish Court on November 14. 2 men shot dead in downtown Kingston. Crime scene detectives are currently probing the murder of 2 men on Princess Street in downtown Kingston. The men were reportedly shot and killed sometime after 12 noon on Monday. The deceased have been identified by their aliases Grabberman and Killy. Several businesses in the area have reportedly been affected since the shooting. Unidentified man shot and killed in Spanish Town. The St. Catherine North police are trying to ascertain the identity of a man who was shot and killed in Spanish Town in the parish on Sunday night. It is reported that about 7:30 p.m., the man was on Burke Road when a Toyota Mark X motorcar approached and the shots were fired from the vehicle, which sped away from the scene. It was later revealed that the man, who was about 5 feet 6 inches long, in blue pants, black shirt and multicolored sneakers, was shot and injured. He was rushed to the Spanish Town Hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries. No motive has been established in the incident. Construction worker fared dead after house collapses in Pembroke Hall. The body of a construction worker is believed to be trapped on the rubble after a house he was reportedly working on collapsed in Pembroke Hall, St. Andrew on Monday morning. The Doheny Park police was on the location, where an excavator was being used to remove the rubble to locate the man's body. His identity and the cause of the building's collapse are yet to be revealed. The EPP to appeal life sentence handed down to man for gun possession. The Director of Public Prosecutions will be appealing the sentences handed down to Atlee Murray, who on September 19 pleaded guilty to possession of a prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition. Murray was on October 27 sentenced to life imprisonment with the possibility of parole after 15 years for possession of a prohibited weapon. He was also given a life sentence in relation to his conviction for possession of ammunition, with the stipulation that he serves 9 years before being eligible for parole. The sentences were ordered to run concurrently. But in a press release Monday afternoon, DPP Paula Llewellyn said after perusing the case file, statements, indictment, and endorsements, and after a report from the Crown Prosecutor, she will be asking the Court of Appeal to nullify the sentences handed down. The DPP cited Section 5 of the Firearms Prohibition Restriction and Regulations Act, which provides that the sentence for possession of a prohibited weapon is no less than 15 years and a maximum 25 years, as the court considers appropriate. Additionally, in relation to the offense of unauthorized possession of ammunition, the DPP says the accused could only be sentenced to life imprisonment with the possibility of parole after serving 15 years. Ms. Llewellyn therefore concluded that the sentence passed on Murray for possession of a prohibited weapon exceeded what was provided for in the legislation, while the sentence for unauthorized possession of ammunition was below that which could be imposed. The DPP says the Court of Appeal will be asked to review the entire handling of the case and deal with matters as it deems appropriate.